alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
Fellow citizens, following the sequence of events, Uganda seems to be at political crossroads.
I'm not a servant of anybody.
Madam, I know the law.
As such, Alternative Digital brings you the Interface Show with retired Colonel Dr. Kiza Besuje.
Let's keep on the same page on Alternative Digital,
As he gives you the alternatives on the transition question, rule of law, human rights and freedom, youth inclusion in governance, economic stagnation, as he confirms.
I'll be always here Saturday from 10 a.m. in the morning. Be there.
Don't miss the live discussion on the Alternative Uganda, Digitalk TV Facebook pages, and the Alternative Uganda YouTube channel.
Are you guys ready? Okay, let's serve Uganda. As promised, we deliver. We are redefining the social media narrative, asking tough questions and holding your leaders accountable. We are non-partisan and break down having a conversation with Uganda.
We are the Mighty Drive. We hold debates that give you viable solutions. We bring to you people that Ivora is wanting to listen to. We are gender sensitive and give space to the unheard voices. Not forgetting the quote of the day.
We are live on our social media platforms, The Alternative Uganda on Facebook, YouTube and Twitter from Monday to Friday, 7 to 9 a.m. Don't miss the debate behind the wheels and our studios.
I am Edgar Mathew Karuhanga.
Farida Bikobere.
And Princess Luwe Delidian.
Expect in-depth analysis, credible, factual and authentic information. We are the Alternative Digitalk.
Real issues, real talk.
The Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
A very, very good morning and a warm welcome to the Karuhanga. Today is the 28th day of November 2022. We are coming to the end of this particular month, and that brings us to the last month in the year, that is December. Ladies and gentlemen, 2023 is also done and underway. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard to this particular endeavor, to this particular show. My name is Edgar Mathew Karuhanga. We have a couple of news stories for you that have been making rounds in the country and of course across the globe. The World Cup is still going on as we are speaking. We are into the second phase of the games of the World Cup. Various shocking news are still happening in that particular tournament that is happening in Qatar, and it has brought news and controversy that we have not had in a while. Yesterday, Moroccans were able to come and beat the Belgians by 2-0. Remember, the Belgians are ranked second, and the Moroccans are ranked around. That is a very, very big, surprising impact in the world of football. Hakim Ziyech was there, and of course Morocco tried everything to turn this particular tie into their favor, something that they did extremely well and diligently. And still in your country, Uganda, we're still having gunmen being attacked by an unknown assailants, and I think yesterday but one, we lost one in Nakaseke district, and of course 2 assailants were also killed in that particular story. I'll be giving you more details in that particular regard, but thank you so much for joining the Mighty Drive show. This show airs every Monday to Friday from 7 to 9 a.m. We're always here breaking down with you, having a conversation with Uganda. That is something that we promised you, and we told you that each and every other day we have to break down, having a conversation with you, telling you what has happened wherever you have not been. Bandiza nyo olunaku luno olwaleero eddakiika ziri 5 zeza kayita ku ssaawa emu ey'okumakya. Ennaku z'omwezi ziri 28 omwezi gwa Museenene omwaka 2022. Tubeerawo wano nga tunyumyamu emboozi okuva ku ssaawa emu paka ku ssaawa 3 ez'okumakya. Twasalawo buli lunaku kuva ku lunaku lwa bbalaza paka ku lunaku olwokutaano tubeere wano nga tukunyumiza biki ebibeera gy'otabadde era nga tukuwa amawulire, of course nga era tunyumyamu ku nsonga eziba zigenda mu maaso mu ggwanga. Olunaku lwa leero tetugenda kubeera na mwami General Moses Bigirwa, ono nno ng'ava mu kibiina kye ekya NUP. Ate twegattako ku lunaku olwa bbalaza, olunaku lwali tasobodde kubanga atwegattako, naye of course tugenda beerawo n'omwami munnamateeka ate nga advocate mulamba, omwami Tumusiime Kato agenda kuba atwegattako n'omukyala Farida Bikobere. Tunyumye mpaka ku ssaawa 3 ez'okumakya. Tugenda kunyumya mu nsonga ez'enjawulo ezigenda maaso mu ggwanga, wetwogeranga obulumbaganyi eri abakwatamundu bweyongedde mu ggwanga mu mwezi gumu guno gwennyini ogwa Museenene. Tulabye obulumbaganyi bwa mirundi 7 nga buhappeninga mu bitundu ebyenjawulo mu ggwanga lino. Obwasembeddeyo ddala bwabadde nakaseka ekapeeka olunaku lwabadde lwa 6 ku ssaawa nga 4:45 mu kiro ekyo ekibadde kigenda okukensa olunaku olw'eggulo olwa Sunday. Abalumbaganyi balumbye abapoliisi abadde ku patron ne bannamagye era ebyasi ne bivuga, era wekyagweredde ng'owa UPDF omu akafiiriddemu, ate era nga ne abalumbaganyi 2 nabo nga battiddwa according to the Ministry of Defence. Bye babaddewo bigenda mu maaso mu ggwanga, naye ayagala okutwegattako feel free okubanga otusindikira message yo through our social media platforms. Tuli awo ku mukutu ogwa Facebook ku page bagiyita Digitalk TV kwetuli, ne ku page gye bayita The Alternative Uganda era tusigala kwetuli. So gwe ali mu kulaba video eno, making sure sharinga abantu ab'enjawulo basobole okubanga nabo balaba ate nga bamanya biki ebigenda maaso mu ggwanga. Nze Edgar Mathew Karuhanga. Olunaku luno olwaleero ku ssaawa emu ey'akawungeezi tugenda kubeera ne programu yaffe eya bulijjo gye mumanyi eya Monday, the hotline show ebeerayo ku ssaawa emwezi ez'akawungeezi. Mu mbeera eyo tugenda beera n'omwami Patrick Amuriat Oboy. Ono nno ye ssenkulu w'ekibiina kiri ekya Forum for Democratic Change. Tugenda kuba tunyumyamu naye paka ku ssaawa 3 ez'akawungeezi. Sobeerawo nga tosubwa, making sure obeerawo n'olaba biki ebina bigenda mu maaso. Tumuleese Patrick Amuriat Oboy ono okutunyumiza biki ebigenda mu maaso mu FDC. Kwa wiiki ewedde atwalabanga nabo balonchinga manifesto egamba nti bagenda kubanga bakyusa gavumenti mu makati g'omwaka 2022 paka mwaka 2027. Eyo plan ya myaka 5 era bo balowooza nti mu kaseera ako bajja kuba bakyusiza ku ngeri Uganda gyefugibwamu. Mu mbeera eyo tugenda kuba twogera naye twogere ku abantu abasinga endowooza gye balina nti nno FDC eno bagirese kubanga emalawo ekibiina kya National Unity Platform, naye ye era n'omwogezi waabwe yakakasiza nti nno bino si bituufu, just balaunchinze manifesto okubanga abalwanyisa gavumenti egenda mu maaso etayisa bulungi bantu, ate bagamba mbuno embuzeemu bintu bingi okubanga abantu bagifunamu. So mu mbeera bwetyo Forum for Democratic Change launchinze a new strategic plan we bagiyise strategic plan between 2022 to 2027. Those are 5 years of an ambitious plan that is going to see them change the governance and politics of this country. Tugenda kwa tubinyumyamu ebyo byonna tulabe how feasible is the plan, and of course tugenda kwa tunyumyako ku high innovator program. Eno no program ya NSSF inamu sente nyingi ezikunukiriza mu buwumbi 3.9 billion. Zino zonna zaateekeddwa ku bbali okubanga ziyamba abakyala ne businesses zaabwe zibayita small medium enterprises okubanga nazo zigezaako okubanga zincreasinga ku sales zaazo nga zincreasinga ne impact mu community. Wetwogeranga abakyala bangi be basinza okubanga bakulemberamu this particular campaign ey'okubanga abantu bava mu bwavu nga bebasinza okubanga starting up businesses. So mu mbeera bwetyo high innovator eno program nga launchingidwa Mastercard Foundation n'ekitongole kiri ekya NSSF kilookinga forward okubanga kiyamba abakyala kumpi 70% of the beneficiaries of this program bagenda kubeera bakyala nga ate ne businesses zaabwe zibayita women led enterprises. Embeera tugenda kulaba how feasible is the plan, abakyala betegese batya, challenges ki ze bafacinga mu mbeera bwetyo, ate engeri ki gye basobola okubanga bazisuuka. Program eno nga mbagambye ebeerawo ku lunaku lwa Monday paka ku lunaku lwa Friday kuba ssaawa emu paka ssaawa 3. Si yeyo kaje tulina wano nno tulina program ez'enjawulo nga bwe nabagambye. Tulina program the hotline nga wegenda obeerayo olunaku olwaleero, ebeerayo olunaku lwa Monday kuva ssaawa zibeera ssaawa emu ey'akawungeezi paka ssaawa 3. Naye tugenda beera ne Patrick Amuriato Boy tosubwa tugenda kuba tunyumya ku kitongole kino oba ekibiina kino ekya FDC. Ku lunaku olwokubiri tubeera ne Teekaki ne Mighty Drive ku makya, then Teekaki ejja ku ssaawa 5. Program erondoola ebigenda mu maaso mu mateeka era ng'ekusomesa ku mateeka. Bannayuganda bangi betumanyi abatamanyi mateeka nti bamanyi constitution ebatwala paka ssaawa zino bagamba okuba nga bakyusa constitution ogiteeka mu lulimi olunaasi paka tekinnaba kuba nga kirabikibwa oba nga tekinnaba kuba nga kituusibwako paka ssaawa zino. So embeera weetyo Teekaki kyovula twagireeta okuba nga ekuyigiriza amateeka ago. Ku lunaku olwokusatu era tubeerawo wano the Mighty Drive, olunaku lubeera lwa kumakya. Ku lwokuna tulina Diaspora Link ebeerawo awo ne Mighty Drive era ku makya nawo nebeerawo. Fancy Flow ku ssaawa 2:30 nayo gyeri. Then ku lunaku olwokutaano the Mighty Drive nekomawo tubeera n'omulangira kwolwo olunaku. Then ne voltage show kawungeezi ebeera mu lulimi Luganda nga banyumya ku mbeera ebigenda mu maaso mu ggwanga. Ku lwomukaaga Snap Talk show gyeri era naye ebeerawo ng'eyaringa ne the interface ne retired Colonel Dr. Kiza Besigye ebeerayo kuva ku ssaawa 4 paka ssaawa 6 ogw'omutuntu. So twasalawo okuba nga tubakyusiza ebintu bingi era next year musuubire bingi omwaka ogujja tulonkinga butyo. Tugenda kuba tuleeta programming ez'enjawulo. Abaagala ebyemizannyo we muli, abaagala ebya climate change we muli, fashion and design byonna tugenda kuba tubireeta omwaka ogujja. Mwekuumire ku Digitalk TV. Ndooza mu mbeera bwetyo munzikirize nyingireko mu mawulire nga we natandise ne story olunaku lwa mukaaga mu kiro ekyo twalabanga Nakaseke eri ng'obulumbaganyi ku bakwatamundu bweyongera era nga buddamu. Mu mbeera bwetyo abalumbaganyi balumba abapoliisi abaali ku Kabangali nga bagezaako okulawuna district eno ey'e Kapeeka ey'e Nakaseke mu kitundu kye bayita Kapeeka. Mu mbeera bwetyo bagezaako okubanga babake mundu obanga baba disarminga. Jukira bana baali balawuna ku kivulo ekyali kigenda maaso mu district eyo. Mu mbeera wetyo ebyasi byavuga wakati w'abalumbaganyi n'abakwata mundu aba UPDF. Omu yeyatiddwa owa UPDF, then babiri abalumbaganyi nabo bafudde mu mbeera bwetyo. Amagye ne poliisi bagamba kino okulumba kuno kw'abakwata mundu bakutegeera kukyagenda mu maaso naye nabo bakola buli kimu kye basobola okubanga bayamba mu mbeera wetyo. Wetwogera kati ng'obulumbaganyi bufuuse bwa mirundi 7 kuva guno omwezi ogwatandika ng'abazigu bagezaako okubanga babba mamundu ate nga bagezaako n'okutta abakwata mundu, especially police stations. Twatandika n'obulumbaganyi ndoze mujjukira obwali e Luweero ku poliisi eri ey'e Busiika. Abantu abattibwawo baali ba poliisi 2, then injuring gwe batuusaako obulabe oba injuring yali omu. Then era waliyo n'abalala waliwo n'omulala Saalumanya naye era yafuna injuries wadde ono teyali mu poliisi naye yali Busiika mu mbeera bwetyo. Era tuzze tulabanga abakuumi ba Busakozi, abakuumi ba aba UPDF, abakuuma barracks mujjuka wali Ejjinja naye era waliyo eyattibwa omu. So olabira ddala nti n'obulumbaganyi weeyongedde mu ggwanga wetwogerera. So kyasembeddeyo ddala bwe badde obulumbaganyi Nakaseke era omu yeyafiiridde mu mbeera bwetyo. Naye nga yiga amagye gagamba gatandise okubanga gabakanya n'ogwokugezaako okunoonyereza oba okuganinga down abantu bano abagezaako okubanga batta abapoliisi. Era waliwo ebikwekwetyo ebyakolebwa ndooza ku lunaku lwa mukaaga era twalabanga ebibuga bingi mu ggwanga temwali masannyalaze nga ekigambibwa nti waliwo operations ezaali zigenda maaso okugezaako okubanga bagumbulwa bano abeeyita abannalukalala mu mbeera bwetyo egenda maaso mu ggwanga. Era mu ababeera mu bitundu ebya Bbunga, Gaba, Ndooza, Kalungu, mwawulirayo ebyasi ebyali bigenda mu maaso kwekyo ekiro awatali masanyalaze ebyasi byali byamaanyi nnyo ebyali bikubibwa mu kitundu ekyo paka saawa zino tetumanyi baani bennyini bwe baali bagezaako okubanga balumbaganya naye ebyo byagenda mu maaso mu kaseera ako kennyini. So poliisi yeegamba bano abakwata mundu bakyasobola okubanga babalinnya ku nfeete era bagenda kukola buli kimu kye basobola okubanga basobola okubanga bamalawo kana akabinja. Jjukira nno omwogezi wa Ministry of Defence n'amagye Brigadier General Felix Klaije yavaayo n'akakasa nti no waliyo ba political players abagezaako okubanga aba influencing abavubuka okugenda in what they call an armed rebellion. Bo kye bagamba tebajja kusobola mu mbeera bwetyo. Ate nange njagala okukkiriziganya ne Brigadier General Felix Klaije nti we tuba tugenda mu mbeera bwetyo musobole okubanga mwetegeka ebintu bya olutalo bana abasajja balumanyi bulungi. Jjukira bayingira gavumenti eno nga bakwata mundu era balwana, they fought their way to power. So gwayagala okubanga obajjako mu mbeera bwetyo ndoza ogenda kwesiba 12 tezigenda kubanga zikumala mu mbeera bweti because ndoza Museveni yabagamba that he is the master of violence. Bino nkosa bigambo bye bennyini sikosa bigambo byange. He is the master of violence. Mwabagala okubanga muyingira akazanyo ka violence mwetegeke because President Museveni kana akazanyo akabaddemu embeera nnyingi era akategeera bulungi nnyo. So gwayagala okubanga obakana n'okukwata emundu ogezeeko okujjako gavumenti because olaba buno obulumbaganyo obadde mugenda mu maaso abadde tebabba kintu kyonna okujjako okutta abakwata mundu then ne babatwalako n'emmundu zaabwe. Ekyebuzibwa emmundu zino ziragawa paka saawa zino naffe tetumanyi naye nga kimanyi bintu byamaanyi ebigenda okwanfolding era bannange bannayuganda mwe batafollowinga bigenda mu maaso mu ggwanga nkusaasidde because bino ebigenda maaso nawe bikwata kati nawe osobola okufalinga prey or victim to these particular circumstances. So obeera nga oli mugezi weekuume kuuma abeewo ate nammwe abavubuka bagezaako okubanga mwetaba mu mbeera bweti. Ndowooza mwe abatamanyi ekitta abantu oba olutalo kye lutegeeza. Olutalo kitegeeza okufa buli omu oba oli wa NRM oba oli wa FDC oba oli wa NUP okufa tekusobola kukutaliza. So bannange tubeere beegendereza nnyo mu mbeera bweti. Nga tugenzeeko ku mawulire amalala, FDC sabbiiti eweddeeyo naye yalaunchinga strategic plan nga wena bagambye ngeno plan yakubanga executing wakati w'omwaka 2022 paka omwaka 2027. Bano nno bagamba bagezaako okukyusa ku nkulembera egenda maaso mu ggwanga lino nga bagamba tebabakulembedde bulungi, state of security mbi, obwavu abantu bugezaako bukyabaluma nnyo ate nga of course government tekoze kyamaanyi okubanga ekyusa mu mbeera bweti. So according to the Forum for Democratic Change ekitongole ekyatandika mu mwaka gwa 2005 ndowooza mujjukira nga kikulembeddwamu of course right omwami retired Colonel Dr. Kiza Besigye eyawadde keynote address ku mukolo ogwo gwennyini n'ayogera ku nsonga nnyingi n'agamba mbu gavumenti eno bagezaako kyamaanyi nnyo okubanga bakyusa era nga bo balowooza nti mu mbeera yonna gavumenti ejja kugenda era abantu bajja kufuna amaanyi gaabwe. Forum for Democratic Change kyekibiina kati ekyokusatu in the pecking order oba obalamu nga tulaba NRM yekulembedde yesinga ba members of parliament, NUP beba opposition leaders, of course the Forum for Democratic Change ne bajjaawo mu kitundu kyakusatu. Ndowooza mujjukira mu kalulu ka bonna ak'omwaka 2021 abaafuna obululu 25 era flag bearer waabwe y'omwami Patrick Amuriat Oboy ono nno nga teyasobola kubanga afuna bukulembeze bwa ggwanga lino. Omwami ono nga nabagambye agenda kubeera ku programu yaffe y'olunaku olwaleero akawungeezi k'olunaku olwaleero ku ssaawa emu yennyini. So temusubwa Patrick Amuriat Oboy agenda kuba nnyonnyola ku mbeera eno. Wadde bannayuganda bangi era abatunuulizi b'ensonga bagamba nti FDC eno ebala kifo ebala kujjawo kifo kya NUP nga bo bagamba nti bulijjo be baali beewaana okubanga be baali ba leaders of opposition naye ennaku zino ekifo kyabwe kyatwalibwa ekitongole kino ekya NUP. Bo aba FDC bawakanyiza bino ebigambibwa era ne bagamba nti bo bagezaako okubanga bakyusa ku gavumenti eno era bo balowooza nti gavumenti ejja kukyuka whether by hooks or crooks. Era kikaziri 19 bazeza kaita ku ssaawa emu ey'okumakya gwe yakanneegattako program gyoliko bagiyita the mighty drive show. Nze Edgar Mathew Karuhanga okubanga nkuweereza luno olunaku olwaleero olunaku lwa bbalaza ennaku z'omwezi 29 omwezi gwa Museenene omwaka 20 2022 nga tuvuddeko kaawo ndooza tugendeko ko wabweru w'eggwanga mu ggwanga lino erya Equatorial Guinea Theodore Obiangu omwami no yasobodde okuba nga awangula ekisanja ekirala. Mwabatamanyi Theodore Obiangu nno yakwata obuyinza ng'ayita mu mmundu mu ggwanga liri erya Equatorial Guinea, eggwanga lyokka mu continent ya Africa eryogera olulimi Oluspaana. Gwabadde takimanyi bo official language yaabwe boogera olulimi Oluspaana. Nno mwababeera awo ne mulowooza nti Oluzungu lwe mwogera lwe lulimi olusinga okwogerwa mu nsi. By the way, Oluzungu ne mu nnimi ndooza essatu ezisooka lulabika teruliimu mu nnimi ezisinga okwogerwa ku nsi kuno. Abantu abasinga boogera ennimi ng'Oluspaana, bangi abalwogera, Oluchina bangi nnyo abalwogera. Oluzungu lwamwe ndooza lujjira oba mu kyakusatu nawo sikakasa, ndooza n'Olufalansa lwe lwokusatu, Oluchina lwe lwokusatu, ndooza French lwakubiri, then Spanish lwe lusinga okwogerwa ku nsi kuno, ndooza Oluzungu lujja mu kifo kyakuna. So mu mbeera bw'etyo Theodore Obiangu ono yasobodde okuba nga awangula ne 94%. Bannabyo abasajja balina engeri gye bawangulamu bulungi gye zitategeera. Turn up y'akalulu yabadde ku 98. Abantu abavudde ebuule n'ebweyogezaako okuba nga balonda omukulembeze waabwe mu ggwanga lino erya Equatorial Guinea. Abantu 94 ku buli 100 be basobodde okuba nga balonda Theodore Obiangu. Ono nno Theodore Obiangu kati w'anaamalira kino ekisanja agenda kuba amaze mu buyinza emyaka 47. It's going to be making him one of the most the longest serving presidents in the world. Omwami Theodore Obiangu ajja kuba awezezza emyaka 47 ng'akulembera eggwanga eri. Wadde bangi aboogera nti omwami ono amaanyi takyagayina, wetwogera nga mutabani we yagezaako okuba nga amukulembereza oba nga akulembera eggwanga on his behalf. Naye of course omanyi African presidents paka ng'ayingidde mutaka bagezaako okuba nga ayagala kusigala ng'ali ku ballot paper, and of course buli waapiyaringa ku ballot paper tewali kyanjawulo kitera kukyuka because musajja ono yakwata obuyinza mu mwaka gwali gwa 1979 ng'era naye yali agezaako okuba nga alwana oba yalwana, saagala na kugamba mbu yali agezaako yalwana, era paka we yakwata obuyinza. Okuva olwo paka ssaawa zino eggwanga erya Equatorial Guinea terina mukulembeze mulala gwe lyalabye okuggyako omwami oyo Theodore Obiangu. Agenda kuba nga aweza emyaka 47. Ekisanja kino ekiggwerako kyayingidde ekipya. Yawangudde akalulu mu mbeera eyabadde egenda mu maaso like that. Mu mbeera mawulire amalala katwogere ku kirwadde kino ekya Ebola ekibadde kiruma bannayuganda ensangi zino. Tumaze omwezi mulamba nga tewali keesi yonna eri recorded. Ekyo egaba mawulire malungi nnyo okuba nga teri muntu mupya confirmigiddwa nga alina ekirwadde ky'Ebola. That means government ne Uganda ekirinnye ku nfeete. So bannange, international media houses gano ge mawulire ge mulina okuba nga mwogerako. Manyi amawulire agaga abasajja bano abazungu era ekirungi njogera Luganda tebalutegeera. Amawulire gano gagezaako okwogera Africa gagipaintinga mu mbeera etali ntuufu. Oftentimes abasajja bano abazungu oba media houses zaabwe zitunulya Africa nga continent ey'ebizibu, tebatera nnyo okwogera ku working solutions eziba zigenda mu maaso. Kati ng'ekirwadde kino eky'Ebola breaking out ojalaba nga emikutu egy'enjawulo BBC, Al Jazeera gyonna nga givaayo nga gisooka gibuna amawulire nga Uganda wejjudde Ebola n'ekulemesa abantu bangi okuba nga bayingira mu ggwanga lino okuba nga basigamu n'ensimbi. Naye buli we tuwona ekirwadde kino toliwulira nga bagamba nti Uganda yawonye ekirwadde ky'Ebola musobola kati abalambuzi okugenda mukisobola okuba nga mugikeberako. Bannange ekirwadde ky'Ebola twatandise okuba nga tukirinya ku nfeete, wadde nga omubalirizi wa Ministry of Health oba Permanent Secretary wa Ministry of Health omukyala Diana Atwine yakakasizza nti nno kino ekirwadde wadde kiweddewo naye kikyasobola okuba nga kispreading, era ya advisinze oba yawadde amagezi abantu bano abadde balwadde ekirwadde kino ekya Ebola okulekeraawo okuba nga breastfeeding oba nga bayonsa abaana eri abakyala, era abaami nabo ne babacautioning okuba nga balekerawo okwegatta. Jjukira ekirwadde kino eky'Ebola kisigala nga kiri mu busomyo bw'omuntu, so buli weegatta n'omukyala activity esobola okuleetera okuddamu okubeera reinfected n'ekirwadde kino ekya Ebola. Era n'omukyala wayonsa omwana mu mabeere muba mulimu ekirwadde kino ekya Ebola, so ali advised okumala ennaku 9 oba emyezi 3 nga tayonsa mwana we, at of course ngera ta involving in sexual social activity. So mu mbeera bwetyo mu abali eyo nga waliwo n'ekirwadde kino eky'Ebola kiri advisable olekeraawo okubanga weegatta n'omukyala wo oba weegasse kossa protection oba condoms mu mbeera bwetyo. So Dr. Diana Twine, of course, ne Vice President Jessica Alupo ku lunaku ndooza mujjukira lwali lwa mukaaga yavaayo n'awa State of the Nation address ku ssaawa 3 wadde si bangi abaagiraba era nkakasa bannayuganda bangi abataasobola kuwulira mukyalo ono kye yali ayogerako mu mbeera bwetyo. So Dr. Jane Ruth Acheng, Minister of Health, of course, ngali nye Diana Twine, onono nye Permanent Secretary wa the Ministry of Health in Uganda. Nga tumaliriza katogereko ku amasomero go gaggaddwa ndoza mukimanyi ennaku z'omwezi 25 Friday wedde amasomero gonna gaggaddwa abasigadde mu masomero be baana ba senior 6 abakyagenda maaso n'okukola ebibuuzo byabwe ebyokumaliriza mu mbeera bwetyo. So gwe ali ewaka omwana banagezaako okumusikiringa ndoza essaawa eno okubanga abaana tubatwalako muzi workshops, carpentry, metal works, ebintu bwebityo gezaako okumwana okumufuula bizi aleme kutuula waka myezi 2 eno holiday egenda kubeera mpanvu nnyo. So kyetaagisibwa omwana ono okubanga akuumibwa ate nga so omukuumira ng'ali mu magezi ng'alina kyayiga eky'emikono mu mbeera bwetyo. Nga tuvuddeko ku story eyo ndoza kamalize ne World Cup egenda maaso mu ggwanga liri erya Qatar. Njagala mbawe ku results ezabadde zigenda maaso olunaku olw'eggulo ne weekend yonna. Twalaba emipiira mingi egyanyumidde abalabi. Omanyi ennaku zino tulina kye bayita buffet. Tulina buffet y'emipiira buli ssaawa buli kwekyusa. Emipiira gitandika ku ssaawa 7 ez'emisana, then wabeerayo egireerayo ku ssaawa 10, ku ssaawa 1 ne ku ssaawa 4 ez'ekiro. Wabeerayo emipiira egy'enjawulo. So ffe abatera okuwoomerwa guno omuzannyo era tusobola okubanga tulaba emipiira egy'enjawulo. Katandike ne omupiira ogwasembayo twalaba eggwanga lya Tunisia nga lizanya eggwanga lya Australia era Australia yasobola okubanga ewangula omupiira guno goolo yali emu ku bwereere. Baakuba eggwanga lya Tunisia, then Poland naye yakuba Saudi Arabia goolo zaali 2. Lewandowski yakuba goolo yeesooka mu World Cup nga ali mu ggwanga lye erya Poland. Then twalaba France ngezanye eggwanga lino erya Denmark ku lunaku olw'omukaaga. Kylian Mbappe we yafuukira ekizibu kino ekivubuka kikuba omupiira bannange kidribbling omupiira Mbappe akuleetera omupiira ne wobeera defender ki nawe otyamu. I was listening to a comparison between Kylian Mbappe and Erling Bright Haaland. Naye nga abamu bagamba Bright Haaland musajja mulungi naye nga nze mu ndaba yange ndabira ddala Mbappe will defend amutya. Mbappe can just bring you just fetch for you the ball agukuleetera nayimiriramu n'abongera ku pace. He's just a very very brilliant player. Mu mupiira guno yasobola okubanga akuba brace, yasobola okubanga eyamba France okubanga eyita ku ggwanga lino erya Denmark. Ate nno it's on record nti buli obasanze Denmark mu kibinja abasajja bano Abafaransa ne babawangula bavuddewo awo ne basobola okubanga bawangula World Cup. Mu 98 baali mu kibinja kyekimu n'eggwanga lino erya Denmark naye basobola okubanga balisuuka ne balikuba omupiira gwali mulamba mu mbeera bwetyo. Mu 98 era basobola okubanga bawangula title endoza muzijjukira ekikopo ekyo kyalimu abasajja nga Zinedine Zidane, Zizou era akulembedde mu ttiimu eya 98 yakuba omupiira gwali mungi mu 98. Thierry Henry emyaka 18 by then yajja n'awangula Ballon d'Or. Yoyo nno Kylian Mbappe gwe mbagamba myaka 21 oyo ndo gwolaba naye omupiira gwalina mungi nnyo Kylian Mbappe. Mu mbeera bwetyo mu 98 twalaba abasajja nga Didier Deschamps kati nno ali coach w'eggwanga lino erya France. Omusajja yekka ne yakawangula World Cup ng'omusambi ate naddamu n'agidefendinga ng'omutendesi Didier Deschamps. Mwali mu ttiimu eyo mwalimu ba Patrick Vieira bonna baalimu mu 98 nga France esobola okuwangula ng'ewangula World Cup eyo. Ate nno France yasobola n'okuddamu n'ewangula ekikopo ekya Euros ez'enkumi 2. Eyo France teyali yakuzanya ne mu 2000 ne baddamu ne bawangula ne mu 2002 bagezaako naye by then Brazil yali eri so influential era basobola okubanga bawangula title ya 2002. Mu 2006 France yakomawo ku finals ne bazanya n'eggwanga lino erya Italy na Italy nesobola okubanga ekikopo ekyo ekiwangula. Just a brief background y'abasajja bano abasajja bano ebeggwanga lino erya Bufaransa nga ina bagambe Bufaransa eno yawangudde goals 2 Kylian Mbappe yasobodde okubanga akuba Denmark goals zode 2-1 Christensen yatebedde eggwanga lino erya Denmark France no mujegendereze abasajja basobola okujja ne ba defending ekikopo ekyo balina na mukadde Olivier Giroud onono joint all time top scorer eggwanga lino erya France yene Thierry Henry balina goal 5-1 era yo omusajja yeetagayo goal emu yokka abenga becomes the French all-time goal scorer Olivier Giroud. Kunaku ndoza lwali era lwa Saturday ku akawungezi kusawa nganya twala ba Lionel Messi neggwanga ni Argentina the favorites for winning the World Cup basobola okujja ne balaga lwaki ba favorites bakuba eggwanga lya Mexico ne kipa wawo Ochoa baba kuba goal zali 2 ku obwerere Lionel Messi yakubayo goal emu yakuba thunderbolt okuva wabiri wa box yali nonji nnyo ne yingira mu goal awo then no mwami ono Enzo Fernandez of course yali assisted by Lionel Messi na ina bakuba golo yali yako Lionel Messi took the game away era yasobola okubanga awangula embeera bwete Argentina tebatandika bulungi batandika bakuba gwanga lino Saudi Arabia yabakuba golo zali 2-1 omupiira ogwanyumira abalabi Lionel Messi yatebera penalty emu naye abasajja bano bave mabega ne basobola okubanga bawangula eggwanga lino erya Argentina omupiira gukyagenda mu maaso olunaku lw'eggulo twalabye Japan ngezanye eggwanga Costa Rica gwawedde mu 0 Costa Rica yakubye Japan atenga Japan yakuwa Germany then twalayi Morocco ngazanya Belgium basajja Abafirika bakubye Belgium zade goal 2 ku bwerere omusajja Siasi yatebye goal ne Zakaria Abukal be basobodde okubanga batebera eggwanga lino erya Morocco Belgium tuze mu competition yeno nga yakubiri they were second in the best teams in the world bebakubiri behind Brazil naye unfortunately baba kubye omupiira guzade goal 2 ku bwerere Croatia naye yazene ku eggwanga lino erya Canada goal zabadde 4-1 Alphonso Davies yakubye goal yasoose mu dakiika esooka naye bana abasajja ba Croatia bazene bakuba goal zabadde 4 ku mu Canada ndoza naye yavuddemu wetogera Canada naye yavuddemu bannange mu World Cup batandise okubanga bakongoka mpola mpola ekiro twalabye omupiira ogwatunyumidde Spain yadezanye eggwanga lino erya Germany abasajja abanyumira omupiira guno gwanyumye nnyo gwawadde goal emu ku emu Morata yayingidde mu dakiika yabadde ndoza ya 5-6 awo omusajja n'akolerawo impact kisajja kano ka Morata ka very very prolific striker mu mbeera bwetyo ne kakuba goal then ne Germany yasobodde okubanga eguyunga so Germany ekyalina hope okubanga emaliza mu kibinja kasite n'akwata newangula omupiira gwenasembyayo gwegenda okubanga ezanya Costa Rica ejja kuba ina chance eziyitawo so balina okusaba Japan bamukuba omupiira eggwanga lino erya Spain then ye naye akube Costa Rica ogujja kubanga gusobola okuvaayo mu mbeera bwetyo ayakane gatako nkyali mu World Cup updates tukya tuli mu wana time ya World Cup eno competition ebeerayo omulundi gumu myaka ena mu mupiira World Cup bakiragiyita the Holy Grail yetekwatibwako buli omu era abantu abawangula World Cup babeera so lucky era obeerawo no celebrating abasajja nga ba Gerard Piqué abasajja nga ba Sergio Ramos ebisajja bimwana ebisajja ku kikopo kyakubiddemu akirina Gerard Piqué is one of the most decorated players in the world Fernando Torres be basajja njoza Fernando Torres ekikopo naye ne Premier League amwina because Fernando Torres agenda wangula Premier League yali ne Chelsea Fernando Torres yawangula World Champions League yali ndoza was it with Chelsea again Fernando Torres yawangula World Cup awangudde La Liga yamwanga na Atletico Madrid chikopo kikyatayina buli chikopo club World Cup agirina n'omusajja ndoza basajja nga Gerard Piqué ne Euros azina yawangula World Cup 2010 yawangula Euros 2008 ne 2012 yawangula La Liga yamuyola ndoza na La Liga zenga 10 obalamu bikopo kyebirala awo nga tubazeemu ndoza Liga ng'omuggyeko ina Champions League yamuwangula Barcelona ina Champions League nya yaziwangula mu kaseera ka Pep Guardiola ndoza mujjukira akaseera ako kwegamba abasajja gye balinga buli kimu akiwangudde ng'akirina wali abasajja babiwangudde nyo Zinedine Zidane Zizou naye ate wempeera abasajja nga ba Ramos ne ba Pique an agent byo buli kikopo akiwangudde okujjako Torresyewo omweramu credit byeyawangulako ne Premier League bano bo ebikopo byetabyemu babiina naye Fernando Torres yetaba ne mu Bungereza naye n'abikima bu FA Cup bonna abuyina kwegamba olina bwe yawangula ne Liverpool abasajja be batubabeera decorated nnyo be basajja be batoogerako naye nga wotunulamu abasajja bamaanyi nnyo. So olunaku luno olwaleero tulina Cameroon egenda kubeezanya Serbia ku ssaawa 7 emisana mu gulabo ogwo ogenda kunyumira abalabi. Cameroon yajja muzina empaka nga yeepise n'omwami Samuel Eto'o yagamba mbu yalaba final yali wakati wa Cameroon ne Tunisia naye kyaka Tunisia yetajja kutuuka yali gaye mu Cameroon ne Morocco. Cameroon naye mbamba omupiira gwo gwasooka so katulabe biki ebinaabigenda mu maaso. So Cameroon agenda zanya Serbia ku ssaawa 7 then ku ssaawa 10 tugenda beera ne Korea ng'ezanya eggwanga lino erya Ghana gujja kuwooma. Ku ssaawa 1 zigenda laba ogwa Brazil ng'ezanya Switzerland. Brazil esamba bulungi abalenzi abo nabo beetegese. Neymar, Vinicius Junior ali eno kyakola abavubuka wabo. Then ku ssaawa 4 tugenda laba the complacent Portugal oba the complacent Portuguese nga bazanya aba Uruguay. Bannange mwabatera okusiba akapapula wadenza akapapula kanema akapapula bakukuba naye mwabakasiba ndoza mugende ne Uruguay Portugal mwe bituli bingi nnyo ate balina omusajja namukadde Cristiano azitowa naye bonna bakyamukkirizaamu bagamba ye waffe wadde twali twayagala nnyo Cristiano mu kaseera ke naye tukkirize omupiira nagwo guweddemu ogwa Cristiano Ronaldo. Bajja kubanga bazanya ku ssaawa 4 ku lunaku olwokubiri abadaaki bagenda kuzanya Qatar, Ecuador ejja kuzanya Senegal, Wales ejja kuzanya eggwanga lino erya Bungereza, then Iran ejja kuzanya eggwanga lino erya United States. Ku lunaku olwokusatu tujja kulaba nga Tunisia ezanya France, Australia ng'ezanya Denmark, Poland ng'ezanya Argentina, then Saudi Arabia ng'ezanya Mexico. Bana temusubwa zino empaka zammwe World Cup tumunyumirwe tuenjoyingeko World Cup kano because kajja mulundi gomu mu myaka gitera kubeera ena. Mwebale nnyo abaneegaseeko paka ssaawa zino tugenda kuba tuwumulamu tukomawo Farida Bikobere waali ne Kato Tumusiime Kato tunyumyemu emboozi paka ku ssaawa 3 ez'okumakya ku biki ebigenda mu maaso mu ggwanga nabo ensi balaba egenda etya. Mwebale nnyo abaneekuumiddeko paka ssaawa zino. We're going for a short commercial break but there's plenty more still to come.
Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
Are you guys ready? Okay, let's serve Uganda. As promised, we deliver. We are redefining the social media narrative, asking tough questions and holding your leaders accountable. We are non-partisan and break down having a conversation with Uganda.
We are the Mighty Drive. We hold debates that give you viable solutions. We bring to you people that Ivora is wanting to listen to. We are gender sensitive and give space to the unheard voices. Not forgetting the quote of the day.
We are live on our social media platforms, The Alternative Uganda on Facebook, YouTube and Twitter from Monday to Friday, 7 to 9 a.m. Don't miss the debate behind the wheels and our studios.
I am Edgar Mathew Karuhanga.
Farida Bikobere.
And Princess Luwe Delidian.
Expect in-depth analysis, credible, factual, and authentic information. We are the Alternative Digitalk.
Real issues, real talk.
Fellow citizens, following the sequence of events, Uganda seems to be at political crossroads.
I'm not a servant of anybody.
Madam, I know the law.
As such, Alternative Digital brings you the Interface Show with retired Colonel Dr. Kiza Besuje.
Let's keep on the same page on Alternative Digitalk,
As he gives you the alternatives on the transition question, rule of law, human rights and freedom, youth inclusion in governance, economic stagnation, as he confirms.
I'll be always here Saturday from 10 a.m. in the morning. Be there.
Don't miss the live discussion on the Alternative Uganda, Digitalk TV Facebook pages, and the Alternative Uganda YouTube channel.
The Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
You are still watching The Mighty Drive. Wanda wano ndi kumwenyereketa omanya negatiddwako omukyala asinga okunsesa Farida Bikobere. Nyenga sinaba kumu introducinga nina n'omwami omulala mu studio bamuyita Kato Tumusiime nabagambye advocate mulamba munnamateeka ate advocate of the High Court Council Tumusiime. Tugenda kuba twogera ku nsonga nnyingi ezigenda maaso mu ggwanga. Naye gwe yakatwegattako osobola okutusindikira message ku mikutu gyaffe egy'enjawulo at Digitalk TV kwe tuli ku Facebook, at the Alternative Uganda era kwe tuli ku Facebook. Nabagambe olunaku lwaleero tetugenda kubeera na General Moses Bigirwa teyasobodde kubanga atwegattako naye of course twafunye munnamateeka n'omukyala Farida akyali wano anekaanekana anyumirwa World Cup. Nimbi oba njogera mazima?
Oyogera mazima.
Kwaniriza nnyo Farida ku show y'olunaku olwaleero.
Ndi wa mukisa okuba nga ate ntuddeko wano naawe omukulu Edgar Mathew Karuhanga. It is a Monday, omwezi tuli mu November, tunaatera ate nagwo okugumalako omwaka. Yes, omwaka guba nno nagwo tugugendedde ddala guba tugubalira kati nnaku nga tugenda mu 2023. Njagala okujjukiza bamikwano. End of year tetegeeza end of life. Tambula gwe ne programs zo nga bw'obadde ozitambuza mu 2022 ziri just nnaku. Naye ebyo badde okola byo tebikyuka, obulamu bwo tebukyuka. It is just days that are changing. So tambula nabyo byonna byobadde okola mu 2022 oyingire 2023 ngate oli ena.
Abadasi bakapapula agende maaso.
Bwabanga abadde ajja sente. Gambling, you see that people who are earning a living from gambling. Kati bwabanga gambling bwe bulamu bwo jumojja akasente. Genda maaso. Siba kuziri mukuba goberero oli agaba akabushuwa winia ya agaba ezago baluli.
How could you know that Saudi Arabia would beat Argentina?
Abasajja bagaba
that Japan
wini.
would beat Germany.
So bwabanga ye obulamu bwe butambulira ku gambling betting atayina mulimu mulala. Genda maaso because anyway tunakutuma kyotamanyi kola. Obumanyirivu obuyina mu kintu kirala. Quote of the day is, your year's end is neither an end nor a beginning, but a going on, with the wisdom that experience can instill in us. Your year's end is neither an end nor a beginning, but a going on,
with all the wisdom that experience can instill in us, because omwaka guba munene 365 days ng'okola ebintu ebimu obuyitamu ebirala ne bikuyitamu, so eyo experience gye tuba tufunye carrying on to 2023, because mu experience tuba tuyiga, we pick lessons, tuba otomeddeko n'omanya nti kati awo oluguudo lubi nyina kuvuga nga ndi soba bulungi, so experience matters a lot. 365 days ziba nyingi okubanga ate gwe toyina kyo gyemu, naye bw'oba oyina ky'opikinzeemu carrying on ogenda ate mu mwaka omulala okikozesa okuimprovinga n'okuimprovinga abantu abakwetoolodde ne society mwoli. Good morning, Edgar.
Good morning to you, Farida. As we are talking, before I introduce Mr. Kato Tumusiime, you point out very, very pertinent issues. Naye nze advising abavubuka abantu bonna batulaba nti emyaka tegirwa.
Exactly.
Farida was
my friend was like, do you know, Farida, I am making 30, and I'm like, but I
was yesterday with a couple of friends, and we were going through our Facebook, because of Facebook, most of us were in our years. We are just entering secondary, some of us were in P7. I was looking at the years and how fast they go. I was seeing pictures I took in 2019, 2017. You never realize that time is going, Farida. Yeah, but true. Time is going. Whether you want it or you don't.
Or you don't want
it. You are running through time.
Exactly. There is a way November moved from 3rd November to 20th.
Thank you. Kato Tumusiime, you're welcome. You're welcome. When you sit back and look at yourself, reflect. What do you see about yourself? Is there a change? Just to analogy.
Thank you so much, Edgar, and good morning, our viewers. Kativoyogera ku change in life. Change ejami milingo ejenjao, ezenjao. Segate. Yes, sir. There are people nzenzijukira wenabeyanga ndi muto. There is a man I used to admire. Yakuzanga karibu kenaka. Nakatereza ngamba when will I even also grow up?
Nange wenafuna ebirevu ngakati okumera nja bikuza berenge ebyo.
Yes, and at some point when nakula nefuna ebirevu and I thought there was nothing different. Kubera gatobina ne kubera ngobina. And at the end of it all bobera na bila an added expense.
Kugenda musaloni basale.
Kubanga bwe bikula ne birabika bubi also look funny. And there are people who also wanted to grow and have the mass. Bambalenga vest. I remember when we were traveling A-level high school. Ngatandise kola mukanyama gatwambala Yes. And there is also this that that's somebody you looked onto. When I got to school, I finished, I want to be like this person.
Yeah.
Either they are successful in life, or how people respect them accordingly. Those are some of the things that used to motivate us. Yes. What forced me to go and study law is one of my uncles. Because the respect he has in society. You see that they were inspirational to me. And I had to also work hard.
But you've realized, but the good thing right now, Council by the way, is an advocate with the High Court. Your achievement, I want you guys to just, because right now, that we are influencers. But we are people that drive the debate, we are the people that advise. By the way, but one
yes,
do you know this generation? Banja abakulira ku
omuntu abeera onakutunuya nagamba when I grow old
I want to be like this gentleman.
I should appear somewhere.
So mumbera bwetu njaga buli omwaso aweyo ka advice ke wali waddeyo younger self Farida, because right now I even don't want to accept that they are growing, but we are maturing. Let me use that word. We are maturing. Is there something you would like to just give that person who looks up to you because they are there? You may not know them, but they are there. Farida, go to namu myaka jo.
When to my young self,
what would you tell her?
I would have advised that person, like, don't take anything on yourself. Don't stress over anything, because at times you do not have control over certain things and situations, so you don't stress over certain things, because when you want to be somewhere and then things are not working out, and then you are stressing, you even making mistakes. You see, the mistakes I made when I was 18, 20. Was this me?
But you're telling them not to stress, but Farida, stress is also a good thing.
No.
It can push you. It pushes you.
No, stress kills.
Some people will be comfortable.
You see, stress taina chirungi chonna chiyinza gatta ku muntu.
Isn't it a pushing factor for you?
It is not a pushing factor for anything. You see, when you stressed, you cannot even be productive. Because go owulira muli oba n'ekintu ekikupushinga that isn't even positive. Stress is something bad that I wouldn't wish anyone to have, because buli wobeera nayo tosobola kubeera productive in anything. Gwoba owulira oyagala ofune obeere ne results nyingi nnyo nga tosobola kuzifuna, and you will burn energies and you are not producing anything. Obeera awo nga ne ku mulimu bagobe, because gobeera grume ever. So nze I would advise my young self, like, genda mpola. Speed ebintu bitambula.
So what you're trying to say is that give yourself grace.
Yes.
But what I want you to also jagalo ungatona about where do we discern giving myself grace and also being lazy? Because we have a generation, a boy is in their 30s, but this boy is always in his bedroom watching movies. So what is the thin line between taking yourself by grace and also not being lazy and complacent?
My friends that were dating boyfriend you are dating a young boy. You are a young person. So in fact you are dating your own self. At
28.
Mami omote wali kyakunywera ku chai.
There are some guys.
So okubeera lazy kyanjawulo n'okwewa obudde, like taking ebintu ku speed. Nti ngenda kubanga nkola naye okay, I want to own a plot of land, naye nfuna mitwalo 5 kati sigenda ku owning a plot of land in 1 year. Yeah, so wewe obudde, save invest, because as you are saving, a sentence is multiplying unless you are investing. So nti ogenda kufuna 5 go jaka 2 aga rent jaka 10 eri okunyirira mu kosi banviri kwambala kagoye kabya eyokweyo nonamu lieko ku mmere ennungi osavinge bwomala okusavinga sente zo ne ziweranga kakadde noonya kyoyinza okuba fune kirala kyoziteekamu zimultiplying okusinga bwona ozituulira waliwo oyangamba sente zange tezibeera mu banka kati ne mubuuza oziteekawa abeera nazeewaka nazibalako nazizza.
Edgar, that's why I would give to the young people out there, specifically because Farida chogeddeko waliwo mistakes that wakola muntu nga tukyali bato, and you sit down and reflect n'ogamba kyali kinja
you also feel like why was I
it's a matter of understanding that some things happen for a reason, and it is up to you to also pick up yourself. Ekintu kibi kikutuuseko, pick up yourself. Tosigala kwekyo. Omuntu afune ekizibu and something happens to him or her, naye nasigala n'emyaka 2-3 maaso asigala kugamba singa ekyo tekyatuuka osinga ndi wala. Instead of forgetting that ofune kati
ekizibu. There are many people who don't forgive themselves.
There are so many, but when you realize that a mistake happened, clear it, tandika ku kirala.
It happened.
Yes. Okay. And those experiences should also be a piece of advice to the rest of the people that are following us. Kubanga nze nsobize nakola nga ndi muto, I advise my siblings gabato, even my friends. Mngamba no.
Life lessons wano toyita wonze
don't take this one. And I also tell them, if you admire to be like me, want to be like Kato, Look at the good side of me. The bad side
What I would advise the young girls out there is marriage is not an achievement. Don't set
but I think we are learning that. This generation is learning that marriage is not an achievement.
No. Some of them want to sit down.
At 26, I should be married with
and married to a man.
But it is not an achievement because that is how society is preparing a young child. Achieving marriage is not a do or a die. Abana bali in relationship them because this person promised them marriage. Yes, because they know they're not happy. So it is not a do or a die.
And you will see them sit down.
Move on to the next person.
You will see them sit down. Bafune pen and old papa, and they are writing, I want a man who owns a Mercedes Benz at 30, a man who is well educated, doctor, omusajja nga muwanvu nga mweru nga so many they make aja kula mpola 25 28 agamba omuwanvu katsoke tumuleke naye nga alina mu kasente bw'atukira ku 35 ng'agamba katonda
okay, now for me, I would advise the young people saying us today that mind the things you eat. Ezigenda mwomvubuka ali eyo. Minding ebintu byolya.
We are what we eat.
Ebintu byoyagala. The company you have. And I've also learned something that do not love too much. Do not love too much and do not hate too much.
Because some people have them love and it has made them.
I have learned it.
But there is no way like love in the name of love. Halves or quarters. We love all.
Let me tell you, you're speaking because you're not got a uniform. When you get a uniform, you know what I'm saying. I'm telling you guys, not even any person watching me today, I'm telling you, do not love too much and do not hate too much. I have seen instances where many people, the things you thought you loved too much, they disappointed you, or you never even reached to get any of. Okay, it was never as fulfilling as you thought. When we were young, we used to think when I fall in love, when I get my own place, I have a woman, I will have the success I wanted.
Do that and.
But even King Solomon in the Bible tells, I know, and I'm not talking about quoting it, but even Solomon writes a book called Ecclesiastes, and he writes it in a time when he's growing old. And Solomon was a young man who saw everything in his time. So mubukande wanandika ekitabo kya Ecclesiastes ngabagamba nange ebintu bino yemulowooza nti nno byebijjo budget ya fulfillment byeta fulfillment ate ndabyeko abantu abagamba mbuze nkyayo ono tokyawa nnyo because tomanyi omuntu gw'okyaye leero enkya agenda okukola ki because
abavubuka we should always use our time.
Yes, also use your time productively. And by the way, there is a difference.
And value every single minute.
I'm realizing there is a difference between hardworking and being productive. There are two different things. Okukola ennyo tekitegeeza nti nno oli mu
byokola biina kye bigongera.
So guys, be more productive rather than hardworking. Ojja kubeera hardworking naye nga zero.
Okaddiwe naye nga results
tetuziraba. Everybody is like, ono mwana ng'akola nnyo naye.
And I have seen guys who work smart. He's complacent, doesn't do anything. But guys, most
of the time abera relaxing. So naye nga lwa kyateesekenga
you guys are fighting with words you don't even know about.
Yeah, by the way.
Wake up, pray and hustle.
Christian nnyo kusaba naye just saba go and hustle. It's just easy. But ladies and gentlemen, tuvuddeko ku nsonga eyo obagamba a wise man is enough. Kati gwa atuwulidde katwala agwateka katwalira nawe it's okay. Tetukukaka. Life is short. Live your life the way you want.
It is up to you.
Leo mwaje muche ekinamuzimba kina
abavubuka mwogera biki. It is okay, stay where you are.
ng'onotuukira mu myaka gye gy'ataano ng'olregulatinga.
When I'm working here, as long as one person is impactful,
for as long as you've impacted the life, abalala mu abamanyi.
It's okay. But tugende mu nsonga ezigenda maaso mu ggwanga. Temuseka. Ensonga ezigenda maaso mu ggwanga nnyingi era nga yatandika nawe kanso Kato Tumusiime. Omwezi gwa November guno tulabye obulumbaganyi, especially to security operatives, UPDF, people who banaba private security companies, babalumba, and what happens is babalumba tebaba bako chintu kyonna.
Yes.
For example, the circles they have gone to, they don't steal any money, but they just kill the person who has the gun and they take the gun. Kino kibadde kigenda mu maaso katwalabye obulumbaganyi obusembeddeyo ddala bwadde bwakwosa jjo yesterday but one. Even in last week I think we had like three or two weekend eweddeyo kakati yasembeyo wagenda akaseke abalumbye abadde mu kivulu mu kudigida ne bagezaako okubanga balumba akabanga lya poliisi era omu yafudde wa UPDF unfortunately, then babiri aba silence nabo ba losing obulamu bwabwe. Kati mu mbeera eno Kato twalabanga Brigadier General Felix Kulaija avayo n'agamba it's a bit, there's some political players according to him abagezaako okuinfluencing aba young people okugenda in what they called an armed struggle. And they call these people a rebel group. Akabinja kaba nalukalala. Kaso Kato mundabayo. Bino ebintu bibaddewo webintu ebyali Masaka ebijambi ndozo jjukira. How it ended, Kaso, just give us your analogy on the state of security affairs in the country today.
Thank you so much, Edgar. In most cases, what should be done is kujjako ebyokwekwasa, giving excuses on everything that happens. Era yo mwogezi wa Majenzi, I fault him on so many occasions where has come up to give excuses even where they are not necessary, especially okwagala kumixinga the insecurity in the country with the political.
But he's speaking as someone who has been researching as an investigator.
I am just trying to tell you, and this is my view, how I view things and what I think should be done. When we look at the intention of these people, Banova asylums, Abalumba zino the police, okujjako the first police area, Busika, where we bamala okutta n'okubba emundu, they tried even to ban the records.
Yes, they did.
Was it also political?
I don't know.
Okwochezo file zari ku police station eyo specifically. At the end of it all, abantu, the community tried to save the situation. But the intention was to also burn down the police station. Police erina different files, and this is where I think the police should also learn, pick lessons and avoid the same to continue happening. Because at many police stations, to China had copies of files.
In 2022.
From 1990s, over not even 1980s. They are always back in
and we're in 2022. But we are still having such.
And I had some minister in a few days back trying to tell the parliament in some committee, and he was saying that if we get any disaster, let us call it floods or fire outbreaks in most of the offices that we have in Uganda. Even at the ministerial level, we shall lose documents that have been collected, or the data that has been collected for over 10 years. Because it is still in hard copy, tebaina any backup plan. You understand? So, nganzileyo ku nsonga yemu. If the assailants have attacked, they have killed, they have been able to take the guns, what is the intention of now going back to ban the records? Can we also relate it to the criminals? Abina records at the same police stations who want to destroy the evidence and the records at the same police
stations. Records are opposition.
Farida tozileta opposition.
Opposition? What answer of choose?
Tozileta opposition. No, I'm saying that this could be people, the gangsters. Abina very bad records at the same police station. And Baraba,
they are trying
if
to clear.
They bring that evidence on record, it will implicate them. And the best way to deal with it is to ban the records. Because if you ban those records, there is no backup plan, then the cases will die, just like that. That one should also be considered. Then, we also fault the police itself. Because when you look at the Police Act and the Constitution, that provides for the functions of the police under Article 211 and 12, you look at some of the functions of the police is to protect people and
serve and protect them and their property too.
When you go further, it also tells the police, and one of its functions is to protect, prevent, and detect any crime. Okay, we should say that it happened in Lusika. That was the first time. That was a mistake. Okay, it was unforeseeable. Then what happened after the attack at Lusika? Did they detect any other kind of crime? Nothing was
they
done.
didn't.
And funny enough, at the end of it all, we saw the deputy IGP on a national TV ngagamba, don't worry, we know where these assailants are.
And we are going
we
for
know
them.
their intentions. We shall bring them either standing or lying horizontally on the ground as dead bodies. And he was telling the public to calm down. But the public came down. Actually, we stayed calm. Then another police was attacked. The same happens. The UPDF barracks in Jinja was attacked.
Now could be attacked. Kensington police attacked.
Yes, even here in town where
Chisasi attack, can't Kensington now.
And we have invested a lot in the CCTV cameras.
Yeah.
When the opposition is going somewhere, you will see the police parading the footages. You saw the other time helping us to give the feedback on how the borders are reckless on the roads and how they are causing death to the people. Where are these CCTV cameras at this point? And if the IGP and the police know where these assailants are, why is it taking them days and weeks? Why are they still not getting these assailants?
But there is an operation.
Bring them to book. Why are they still keeping quiet onto them, and then we are still losing lives?
There is an operation that happened on Saturday. Throughout that Saturday night.
Yes.
There were operations that were going on to cut down on such people, apparently. And of course, some lost their lives. Apparently, we don't have credible information on this. But Kato, the question is, how did the community reach a point of wanting to get the guns? What are the guns going for? Because what you are looking at, yes, the symptom is police may be losing it. But there is a problem that there are guns in circulation that are not monitored by the security operatives, and they are in the hands of people that we don't know. Why are we reaching a point when people are looking for guns? What are they going to use the guns for?
That one should be left down to the police, because they tell us they know these assailants. They know where they are. And they know their intentions, which they rate political. The politics of the nation, and saying that they want to change the regime through the use of arms. And when the police comes out to tell us such information, and the UPDF through their spokespersons, at some time we take it as a credible source. But now the question comes in. The same police deputy IGP yavayo natugamba bana abalumbaganyi bamanyi we bali, and they're not doing anything. So when they come back to tell us the cause of these attacks on the police stations is politically motivated by the rebel group. There's some rebel group and they paraded somebody who they claim that was
the head.
Yes.
But that person has been incarcerated for a long time now. That's
what we are talking about.
Because how if they are saying that he was the ringleader, how is the ring still working when the gentleman was arrested? Is it actually feasible to change government with arms today? Because it's just Bikobere. Has the government actually and the security operatives handled this the way they should have handled it? Is this the way that we need to handle it? Or we are still just doing what we want?
Unless if the community has a particular way that they want the government to handle the situation, and the government is doing otherwise.
Because now you're talking about the community. The community is saying we don't feel safe anymore. The people who are protecting us are running away from us.
And the government is saying we are doing what we are meant to do.
What is that? Running away, closing police posts?
They are not running away.
That is what they are doing. Running away, according to the people in abali mu bantu abantu bagamba. Unless
there is a particular way that you people want the government to act. But if there isn't, that means the government is doing what they are meant to do to curb down the situation. I think we need to understand that these attacks are like they didn't prepare the government for the attacks.
The government is supposed to be prepared.
Something that
Farida.
comes to you unaware.
I'm going to
it doesn't prepare you for a particular situation. I really want to believe.
There are people, I'm going to just give you an analogy. There are people who have gotten used to being in misery so much that they lost hope on what happiness means. I have seen people, couple of friends, nga ye yamanyire nako okumala akaseera kangi ne yerabira essanyu kikalitya. So it's the same thing as the population of Uganda. We have gotten used to a lot of incompetence that we are okay with being incompetent. How? Tukwata sente nze gwe Kato n'abatulaba. We pay money to the government. And by the way, if you didn't know, this government, Ugandan government, is one of the most exploitative governments that are across Africa. Uganda is single collecting taxes. I think you can tax base lilo abantu aba omusolo batono kati mu abaguwa bafarida baguwa it's exactly what happens, but people don't even know this. Naye nga tuvude ku nsonga eyo tubawadde sente zaffe mu bugubi obungi in the highest level of inflation that we have seen in this country, and then you don't even have the ability to protect the populace. Emundu ze tubawa bazibabako temumanyi bazibabako tuli mukupalapalanya
somere eno headline ya Sunday Vision
like police officers arrested in highway robbery.
Police
officers nange bantu bawulideko. Farida, how incompetent is the government that even the people nowadays try to ekumanga tweba kakutulo otocha atebaka ochaseba kotulo nakosino
tweba
Ugandans are happy people, whether by hooks or crooks, they are happy people.
Nze kyenjagala ogamba abantu naawe Edgar gwendi naye wanene nti buli lwe mujja essuubi mu government eba protecting kati mugenda gitereka. I want to believe the government is doing what is possible of calming down the situation. Nga bwe twabakkiririzaamu mu mbeera eyali e Masaka kati sawa ene ebijambiya gye biri. Okay, everyone thinks what they think. Na ye bijambiya bya tebikyaliyo. Si bwe kiri Edgar. Tonenya muntu agyebiri.
Farida tunakkiriza ebintu because it has kept on changing.
So we want to know.
Twatandikira ku kitaba kazi.
Nze kyenjagala okubagamba.
You remember?
When it sits down bwe byasirika busirisi ne tudda mu bijambiya.
But when a situation comes up, temusobola kujikaminga down in one day or two.
But Farida,
they're doing what they're meant to do.
How many people have been aligned in court or in the media, because they rarely put them in court, in the media, to say we have arrested this gentleman in accordance to the attack that was here. The people who lost their lives in Usika, today we have this one and this one and this one. There is an assurance, yes, from the government. We are doing everything we can, and we know the government does everything. We've had security operatives saying we are investigating. They are always investigating. Investigations will never yield anything.
Again and again.
Farida, do you think this is this the best that the police can do, given the budget that they even take?
Decision ey'okugamba nti they are closing down some police posts. See kugamba mbu they are shying away, running away. Because police posts zino zibeerako abasirikale batono, meaning bali bajja mu bungi, they can overwhelm these ones ne babagira ne babawangula oba ne babatta ne babajjako ebyokulwanyisa. So them closing down some police stations wasn't a bad idea. At least they are curbing down crime. Nze njagala okukkiriza nti government eri mu kukola kyeyina okukola. The problem we have is the community wants ekintu kyonna ekibaddewo bali bakikole mu lunaku lumu bakizikize batandika okuleeta abantu babalining media banaleeta abali innocent. Mujagamba bwe mutyo mwe bwe mukola. I want to ask the community and you Edgar to give the government time, do the investigations and get the right people.
How many times have we given government time and really seldom do they?
We gave them time ku bijambya bye Masaka era ne bakwata ababirimu era ne
I would like to jagala soke mpulize abalabi afabadi kutulaba. Kiche mulowooza mmwe ku embeera government kyetwaliddemu zino okulumbaganya kugenda ku maaso police stations. Tusindikire comment ku social media platforms affe ku Digitalk TV sindika comment section Farida jako asoma ku messages zamwe of course ne ku the alternative Uganda ko tine nsonga ya manyi bantu banji be affectinze kunwasala tutya how we curbing down on the increasing insecurities chatani kange ekyokusaga kati ekintu kigenda maaso atenga kyamanyi kati
obadde ina kingamba and I want to relate this fe twabeyanga mu ssomero at the high school level wetwakowanga akawunga abaana bateesa okwekalakasa okwekalakasa kwabwe and those strikes basically nga bagala the school administration ekyuse ku diet dependingly and at some point wetwakolanga fujjo bwerityo they would adopt and change usega ne bakkiriza nti abaana kati batusinziza amaanyi let us change and give them what they want and when they did it for the first time the second time necheyongera the third time necheyongera the fourth time so it became like a habit wetwakowanga ekintu and we could demonstrate tukalakasa nga bakikyusa but there are schools I know abaana bekalakasa bali bekalakasa nga bagamba the diet they are giving them is very terrible but the school would be like no we cannot actually adopt and accept whatever you have to say that that's what you want and the school would be normal never sigala ku kintu ekimu so if they attack a police station and what all the police can do is actually to close the outposts, the community police posts are they not actually saying that we are accepting the defeat by the assailants?
No.
No, we should look at the intention first of the Uganda police and the government. Why did they create such small posts? To bring the police services near and closer to the people. Where the crime was rate at a village level. What has changed? Is the crime rate now at 0? And that's why they are saying that we should close these police posts.
But they're not closing them definitely. They're saying in order okuta situation eriwo, let us close them because target yaba na abantu abalumba, target yaba rebels is they're targeting these people because they are less staffed.
So should we say that even the Ginger barracks, UPDF barracks is also understaffed? So we're also going to accept that.
But it is
the problem.
It is possible to solo get a barracks na sanga army officers. It doesn't mean because it is a barracks
is it genuine that it's the rebels doing this? That is also another question we also have to ask ourselves.
We are basing on what we are being told.
What we are being told, that's the information that we have.
It is the information that we have. I do not want you guys kutandika okulowolereza and then you bring things to the community that are not true. I want whoever has information about these people berenga wajikozeeko okunoonyereza nga ntuufu ojje n'obujulizi bw'ogambe nze bano si ba rebels n'abategedde bwe bati ne bwe bati but if you do not have information that is true keep it to yourself. You are going to mislead the community.
Asobola tufunira eddoboozi ly'oyo omwami deputy IGP Kasika ng'atugamba they know these people, they know where they are and they are about to bring them. What are they waiting for it? Sure. What are they waiting for? Are we bad?
I was going to give you a reply. I don't know. Please my God was like, no, keep it to yourself.
But you guys, we are laughing at something that is actually very, very serious. People are passing on, and I feel like this situation has been handled in what we call in a vague manner. Vague, like nothing clear is said, nothing clear is known. You don't know who to trust, what to trust, if what they are saying is actually right or wrong.
Sure.
It feels like, and the government has also inculcated a culture of mistrust in us. Everything the government does, everybody is skeptical about it. Whether it comes to money, whether it comes to mosquito nets, whether it comes to vaccination, that's a level of mistrust. But then the question is, Bikobere Farida, if, yes, let's take it as what the government is saying, these people are rebels, right? Do they have the capacity, or can we see a change of arms again that can happen in a violent way? And the other question is, the only thing that we knew, rebel group was the ADF. ADF apparently was squashed and squandered. What is this one that that is disturbing them, the security operatives, that they also don't even know about, or that they are also speculating about.
Edgar, tewaliwo ekyawandiikibwa nti tujja kubeera na ADF as the only rebel group in Uganda.
Yeah, that's so true.
So anytime abantu bajja beekolamu omulimu kusinziira ku busungu bwabwe oba n'obutali bumativu ne bagifuula rebel group ne batandika okulumba government. That is very possible.
Can they take over power?
No, they cannot. No, they're joking.
Of time.
It is but I want to believe they're joking with the wrong government. They cannot. It is a small group that is targeting a bigger group of people, and who have experience in the same route that they are taking.
That is how we also started.
But
you don't remember there were 27 guns with 42 men. 42 men. Did they change power?
But I guess the police and the UPDF, even the government, they are underestimating this group.
That's
if
what
it is a rebel group, they're underestimating it. And you know,
underestimating it?
Because everybody comes and tells us how experienced they are, how they are experienced in the same field.
Yes.
And they forget that dynamics change.
You are in 2022.
How it was in the 1990s. And that's why I'm saying they are trying to underestimate the group, and that's why we are losing so many people on each and every day. And all they can tell us is that even if they do what.
But can they take power? Council, can they take power today?
They can, because it has happened in different countries.
Even in Uganda. Uganda we have never changed.
Even in Uganda, because
without shedding blood.
Whatever, they are what we always call the precedents, what has happened before. And they do a lot to shape this. You know, the history and the setup of what we do on each and every day. Singa tetufunanga ko government ewambirwa na mundu wano mu Uganda. You could say that it's not possible, but we have had it so many times. And this is how it also started. The government ya M7 we yarumbira. Bagendere Luwero, Kulumba. They were calling them bandits and they were calling them
cockroaches.
Cockroaches as they termed them as something that was useless. They were like, Bajakubeda Musiko for how many years they will come back, but they will not defeat the government. That's how it all started.
But these cockroaches, what they did in Luwero was tremendous.
And that's why I'm saying that I thought the government and the people, the UPDF and the police, would have actually studied the history of how they started, the NRA started in Luwero, and how they were underrated as the underdogs. Yeah. And they should use the same tactics to actually defeat these assailants, if at all, as they say, it is a rebel group. They should work hard to defeat it as early as now, not to keep on telling us that we know where they are.
One thing we know about rebel groups is that the rebel groups, when they attack, they will leave a mark to say, yes, this is us.
And they will
but nobody has left that.
And they will be proud. They want to proudly say that we are behind this, so that is a message they want to say.
And it is also very possible to omuntu agenda ku owning ekintu kyatakoze.
But this thing has been linked to, I want you to talk about this. This thing has been linked to the opposition parties, according to Felix Kulaija, the spokesperson of the UPDF and the Ministry of Defense. He says,
but he says
that some political players, opposition political players, I'm going to quote him. He was in Mubende saying that opposition political players are the ones responsible for misguiding the young people. That is what he was saying. That means these attacks, according to him, and he's the spokesperson of government and UPDF, it's linked to the opposition. Where does this put the position of the opposition today?
The position of the opposition, that is if we
in
still
those
have,
attacks.
Do we even still have opposition in Uganda?
But for Democratic Change launched a campaign, their strategic plan 2027, my dear, 5 years they're changing government, if you didn't know. That's what we're going to talk about next.
Nze njagala okugamba bwenti okwawukanako n'oku spokesperson Felix Kulaija. Nze okumuwulira obulungi bw'aba singa yagambye nti biri politically motivated nga tabiteesemu oba opposition oba
bali politically motivated, of course we were opposition.
Nedda. Edgar naawe kisusa sometimes.
It is in what has not been said. It's in the political players. Now do you expect which political players?
When the UPDF is abanoonya obuyinza tebali mu opposition yekka.
That is what I wanted to ask.
Tebali mu opposition yekka. So bw'ogamba nti buli politically motivated nti abanoonya obuyinza tebali mu opposition mokka. N'abali mu government and they want to be an inside job. Bayinza okuba nga bali eri nga bali mu causing a political unrest.
This be an inside job. Is that what you're trying to say?
Kisoboka. Anything is possible.
Yes. Because at the end of it all, Edgar, Brigadier General Felix Kraije, we have done agamba. These are opposition political parties. Awagezako kudisa, no kuwabia the youth out there. What I want people to know is that at any time we are all capable and actually what I should say, how should I say it? But we are all at any time capable of being suspect.
The probability of being a suspect is a half.
And we are all candidates of being suspects at one point in time. Okay. So the opposition should...
Let's wait and see how it goes. That's the truth. Let's wait and see. But for me, I'm telling the people who are watching us that there is something that is coming that we have not yet seen.
Then at the end of it
we have treated it for like something that is usual, casual, but there is something coming up and it's not the same usual business. It's something that is different. Yes,
Farida. There is something coming and it doesn't come.
I don't know. The fact is,
I gave you misleading information.
You judge by history. In just 1 month, we have had 7 attacks on security operatives. People are taking this lightly, but people are losing their lives and guns are being taken. And let me tell you, a gun does not smile. I don't know, this generation has a tendency. You had, unfortunately, what happened to a border gentleman, Sally, who was shot dead.
Yeah, so sad.
People in this generation, I don't know, just because they say peaceful times breed weak men. And when I'm talking about men, I'm not just meaning men, man and woman. These peaceful times will always breed weak men. And weak men breed tough times. So they don't know. This generation does not know what a gun does. That's why you see a guy, someone has a gun, they are throwing a stone at them. And you're like, you guys, do you know what? Thank you. But he has a gun. Then the guy will point the gun at you. And he will coach the gun. And he'll say, shoot me. People just don't know what a gun does. When someone points a gun at you, when someone points a gun at you, that gun destroys whatever is in front of it. Especially, for lack of a better word. They don't just laugh. A gun takes life. And people who have known this, there are people who have our predecessors, our parents. On Saturday night, I was telling you that there was an operation that was going on. The entire blackout, I think it was Kampala and the areas around, there was a total blackout there. And I was with this old lady who is my neighbor, and she was lamenting to herself. Because you would hear because it was really, really tense. That day. You people, I want you to learn that a gun takes life. And people should also understand that in a liberty, there is something we call liberty. I have rights, you have them. But at the end of the day, agenda dictating a liberty is engages column. So how do you handle people in uniform? Guys of these days don't know. I was with someone one time, we were driving from somewhere far, and never to Yimiriza, or police, traffic police officer. And this lady, yes, we had the permit and everything, but this lady had what we call a millennial kind of thing. First, we know our rights, you cannot stop us like this. I'm trying to tell the girl, please keep quiet, let me deal with the police. The girl does not know how to deal with the police. She thinks the police is her. Get out of the car. And he has a gun. I don't know if you are going to get out of the car. And we had to enter other challenges that would not have gone in. Just because someone, a Gen Z or a millennial, does not know how to speak to the police. Some people, even in the United States, we are people who die. A person, because you were born in a weak generation, Your parents did not even put an effort in teaching you how to talk to the police. We have people in this generation who don't know how they speak to the police. Many people. First of all, those people are high with things they do. They take. He has a gun in his hand and he's getting 350K per month. But that gun can yield even 20 million a month. Actually,
I wanted to bring in that point, Edgar.
So you should know.
We should not actually limit ourselves to the issue of rebels alone. Why can't we look at that side? Kumanga wana, what have you? Sunday vision. Kulaga headlines. Senior police officers are involved in robbery, highway robberies. And what do you think is causing that?
They're not giving
increasing
enough money.
Poverty.
Thank you.
Increasing poverty levels among the people.
What does 600,000 do?
This could not only be the police officers involved in the robberies, but what about the other people out there who are hopeless and who are lacking what even to
feed their families?
You understand? It is also possible that the need for the guns to be used in illegal things like robberies and getting means
that
of
can also be another
getting
analogy.
what to actually take home at the end of it.
Because
should not also be
a gun is a job. A gun, it is just a tool you get and you have money.
The other time
if you used it in a wrong way.
The other time I was moving around, I saw these security guards of some of the security companies. We say Munwe Aina Masasi, it is around 5. Akasana Kocha, he's moving. And I asked one of them, he was moving from around Kavaragara to Gava End. Do you know how long that distance is?
And doesn't have 1,000 to board a matatu there.
How much are they given at the end of it all? And this is how we shall get bad-hearted people who will lure them into getting involved in the robberies, and they will use the guns because they have the guns at the end of it all.
Yes.
We have had so many who get lost out of their job places. We are all quiet. So we should not limit it to the issue of
just rebels only.
Farida,
so message about what are they saying? Because I'm telling you, this generation is just a Gen Z generation that knows makeup,
Ethan, good morning. I want to thank you for watching this show. I want to thank you for engaging yourself in this discussion. Agamba, Edgar, you like sensational things. Don't draw conclusions for people. What is coming? Something is coming.
I'm noticing people dying. More death is coming if you don't work on this thing. People are going. No, the advantage that you may have, Mr. Ethan Mwine. Ethan Mwine. Very good name. A strong name when you say Mwine Ethan. Everybody. Ethan, I want you to realize that. The advantage is there that these people, these assailants, are not actually attacking the populace itself. The day they will attack the populace, that's what you will know. But I'm telling you that they're attacking our security operatives, and these security operatives are our brothers, our sisters. So guys, if we do not curb on that, there's going to be more death, there's going to be more attacks. So we need really to fight that thing as early as possible. And let's take it as serious as
we need to take them as serious.
Yes, you're joking with people.
So Edgar is coming, is more death.
What else? More death has to come if we do not work on this. That's the truth. Because it's a precedent.
Another question to Edgar. Ethan Abuza. Edgar, what is a weak generation? These things have happened long before now, and nothing is new.
That's what I'm saying. A weak generation. Your father's generation was a strong generation. I'm going to give you predecession. By the age of my grandfather, when he was my age, what was he doing? My grandfather was fighting in World War II, right? My father, at my age, listen, at my age, what was my father doing? He was fighting in the war.
Yes,
but they were fighting for their lives. That is surviving. People were
sleeping. They were surviving.
People were sleeping in their gardens. People were sleeping outside.
But we don't have war now that we should.
Why are you saying we don't have war? People are dying yesterday and you're saying there is no war. What do you call that? You call that death in silence? 7 attacks in just a month. You call that?
So what is your advice?
There is war.
Our generation.
Wake up. This generation should
wake up and do what?
Be vigilant. Not fight, but be vigilant.
Please give an example of your father who was fighting. At
be
our age.
analytical. Instead of being in vibes and drinking alcohol and flirting with girls and things like that, we should man up. We should wake up. We should follow policy. We should advise. We should talk about these things. We should not just hide one shower away from them and just drink mukama na yamba and be in parties 24/7. This is a generation of parties eating pork. How can you eat pork and fight? You can't.
Not doing it too well.
That is a strong point. And we have had people anyway.
The only thing this generation is thinking about is sex. I swear. Sex. That's the only thing they think about.
No, that's not the
Godwin Tumwesije, thank you for watching us. Nja kwebaza webale kola webale kutulaba kumbaite drive is watching us from Dubai.
Wow.
Webale nyo.
Thank you for
Webale nyo webale dalala yenze Edgar nja okutegeeza.
Nyawo.
Nti situation je tulimu wano, it's not war. We are not in a war.
We are not in a war.
So
That's
these
how war
political
starts.
unrests zibeerawo mu nsi zonna.
When guns are being stolen.
Temusobola kubeera ku kaweeweevu all the time.
When guns are being stolen.
Era tuba tusuubira ebiseera nga bino okubeerawo. Yes!
In my submission, I told you that you people are used to incompetence, that it has become a part and parcel of life. Like you're used to people dying.
So when you government,
because that's how we come up to say.
These political insurgencies will come in
No, we are not
27 died.
Nobody is happy.
27 died, but
there is no
one
government.
person is a statistic.
Area where peaceful nga tayinaamu zino insurgencies. Zijja kubeerawo era bajja zikabinga.
The only difference is how they are doing to win.
The only difference is how they are doing it. No, we are not used.
Have you seen a person
but
who has...
we are being truthful.
Have you seen a person who has been used to being heartbroken a lot? That they don't believe that love is there. They are money.
Hey, Amani, she not better with.
These are political insurgents. These things happen in every government. They have to happen.
No. To say nobody is happy with
they are
this
happening,
insurgency.
but let's have these people be accountable for the resources that are given to them. We need accountability. We don't need just someone to tell us we are working on
Lack
it.
of accountability.
What is the evidence?
Eric.
Where is the evidence? You're telling us
lack of accountability.
Where are they?
Tell
us that this person, we have killed him in this operation. He died. His name is this and this and this and this. He works with these ones. They ran away. These ones are there. We want accountability. We are tired of just giving us lamentations.
Say at some point they have brought these people on record.
At least.
Submission y'ova okukola kati endetedde okukkiriziganya ne Felix Kuleije nti abasajja abo abawa information baba misleading. Abasajja bemukkiriza mbe muwagira aba opposition they have misled the youth.
Because for accountability I'm being misled.
No. Mwagala ebintu bikolebwe mu kaseera katono nnyo.
We want a
abasajja
sign.
bagambye they are
Farida.
investigating. I really want
How
to
many
believe
times have they
me
taken-
Edgar bagenda vayo
How many times have they
report
investigated?
but
How many times have
But
this government
investigations
investigated?
the investigation is never
How
ended.
many times? Every time.
Investigation is never
Investigation.
ended. For as long as
You
there is
guys,
a
I
and
pay my
there's an
taxes
investigation.
and I have a deputy inspector of government.
And no one is saying you do not pay
coming
taxes.
out to tell me that we know these people, we are curbing them. What
Force
does
him,
that
look
mean?
for him and he will answer the same question.
This is where I have to find him. Where am I going to find Major General Kasigazi? Where?
Because I also asked him.
What
You know there is
is-
access to people, a problem of access to people and access to resources and
So,
access to data in this country.
Edgar
If I don't
Mathew
speak here,
Karuhanga.
nobody will listen.
I want to tell you, one of the qualities of a good leader is to calm down the people who are leading.
So you just...
Not
Mwali
to lie.
temusuubira
Not to lie. Farida.
kuvaayo kugamba tetubamanyira tujja bakolako kubaleetera
So did it save the situation?
You come with evidence.
Did it
Come
save
and
the situation? That they
We
don't-
are mature people.
Did not save the situation.
We are mature people who need some answers. We need some. By the way, it's not bad to ask for answers. We need answers. We need answers. We are tired of just calling.
Teresa
press
Mwonge, thanks for watching us.
conferences.
Greetings to all the people in Japan. Bonna bali mutulaba oludakula leero njagala kwebaza webali kulaba Mighty Drive webali engaging in discussion y'olunaku lwa leero. The issue is about security. Security buli omu alina endowooza ye ku ngeri government yeri mu handling issue at hand. Abamu baagala baveeyo bagamba abantu bamanyi goni ne gundi naye era twabakutte. Nze what I want the government to do is not to come up with such fake information about investigations zebatamanyi because zigenda kuleetera abantu abali innocent okukwatibwa bajja kubasuubiriza bwe batyo bakwata abasiraamu abali innocent because all they wanted to prove a point like embeera tugikwasaganyizaamu kubaluko kwali mu Kampala.
Okay, you are trusting the government to actually
No, I am trusting it because
there is no option. You have to trust them. If you don't trust them, who you trust? But you guys, we need to start demanding for things. We need to talk about this conduct. By the way, there is a problem in
so me comment yanacha unity agamba Edgar, you are funny. How does being in a struggle deter one from having sex, eating, enjoying pork? Actually, those are the key motivators of the struggle.
In times of calamity, you don't even have time to eat pork.
So
you guys enjoy your sex and your pork because I can put a console against Uganda. Okay, that is a sign of a sleeping generation. That's what I'm just trying to say. Because if the only priority is in, okay, you find fulfillment in half-baked happiness that actually is not there, but you're just trying to put an assertion that it's there, yet it's not there.
But you're taking it to be one
you are just a very depressed society.
People are not happy.
They are not.
Because you are not happy, it doesn't mean that I'm not happy.
I'm telling you guys, I am not even speaking from my perspective.
You are speaking from your perspective.
Who are you speaking for?
Who are you speaking
I am speaking.
Who is not
I have made a thorough analysis on this generation. A generation that will be broke as nothing. Do you know we are a generation that someone taina na chakulya na kwate 12 zinaziteka ku data na inabeera nga ali
for their reasons
atwitinga yo mukakava ke nenga nenjala emuluma. It's the reality.
Now who is the
Saranga is a generation that ngalia ku blogging
social media
ngagwe muri mugo kwali okwo ku blogging.
Those are all analysis.
Edgar, because you are not happy.
You guys know in your hearts. You know the truth.
That we are not happy.
Edgar, I am a happy person.
A very depressed generation that pretends to be happy. You have the assumption of being happy, but you are depressed, broke.
Ethan Mwinaga, by the way, Edgar, yes, you should know that security institutions can never always tell you exactly what is going on because there are issues of national security. So it is their duty to calm people down in times of worry. It is true that we need accountability, but you do not expect security to tell you details of an ongoing investigation.
And the only thing they can tell
nobody is saying they should tell us the details of the investigations. But my issue was one. When the deputy IGP came, in camera actually called the media to tell us that they know where these people are. They know them. So what is it that they should not do, or they are not doing that is taking weeks and weeks, and we are still facing the same challenges?
Yeah.
People are being killed, people are losing their lives, and they know. Is it the same way they should use to calm down the population?
No.
They should tell us actually that they are investigating. That will be understand. We shall understand that one. Okay. That they're doing investigation. But when he comes out to tell us that they know where they are, they know them, and then I don't see any reason as why.
You guys, I don't know, but there is a level of, I feel, we have given our leaders a level of complacency that there is a high level of not even thinking about us. Like the decisions that are made, they are made by people in boardrooms, not understanding the dynamics that are on the ground. For example, think about a guy who came up with the parish development model. What is that still doing in? You have tried them. It's the same script. We are following it. We are implementing it in a different year.
That's so true.
It's time we also take part. The decision-making processes, we should take part because we pay the taxes. And I want people to also grow up and wake up that the fact is, it's their money. You are entitled to make a decision on your money, and the fact is, it is you at the end of the day who's affected by this.
But you will make the decisions on your money, that's the money you already have. But if you don't have that money,
I've given it to government. That means I have to give. I have a right. By the way, I have a right. I'm speaking for my right of a citizen.
We should say that we have had so many things that are actually diverting people from even working to get something to put in their pockets and to develop themselves.
I was reading a statistic that
and Edgar is limiting it to Banaba Simbuzi. Commonly known as and the rest. But we are forgetting the issue of the rising of religions and different churches.
We also have cults. So I like to call them cults.
You not call them cults, they are
cults and beliefs.
And look at the generation.
Manipulation.
And we don't have only the young people, but we even have old people who wake up. What their job is to leave their homes, dress well, go to church. It is Monday to Monday actually, non-stop. They will be there in the morning. I don't know what it is called. They will be there for lunch hour. They will be there for overnight. And you were asking ourselves, and you guys, who do they get?
That's why I'm asking. Do you think? Why do you think?
What annoys me is even the way they are praying to God.
Kato, why do you think?
As if they are commanding Him.
That's what I'm trying to say. Why do you even think there are a lot of churches that are mushrooming all over the country? Have you ever realized that? Yes. Why is it that we have a population that is looking for solace in religious leaders, that they are willing to do anything under the sun for that an apostle has said, that a prophet has said? Why do you think that?
A hopeless generation is easier
that
to
is
manipulate.
Exactly what I'm
but
saying.
I want to ask you, Edgar and Council Kato, is there is a responsibility of a citizen in this whole situation because abantu bano bali muffe mwebekwese. I want you to identify what is the role of this citizen in this whole situation.
First of all, the role of the citizen, in my analogy, is first of all to protect themselves. That is one thing, because I've realized, according to what is going on, buli omu Karuhanga aboiti twene. Protect yourself. That is one thing. You and your family, you're responsible. My father raised me telling me that one. Yeah, his book quotes. He would say, Edgar, buli omu Karuhanga aboiti twene. Everybody is on their own. I'm your father, but everybody is on their own. God is the one who's doing so. God on your own. You as a citizen. The other thing, you can also request for accountability as a citizen. It is your right. There is no problem with you waking up and asking government, why are you taxing us this and this much? Why is it that there is no tax that goes below 18% per month? Why is it that umusala gwange kumitwalo chinana 18% teriko, nemulyoka mwaizanga 30% is gone, ukateko VAT and those things? Why is it that this money is going? Where is it going? Where is that money? The prioritization, the loans. Our loan structure is at 80 trillion, the biggest there has been. Our inflation is at 10.9%, the biggest all over the globe right now. Even Bungereza we're at 10.4%. Uganda's Gundi inflation is at 10%. What does 100,000 do for you these days? What? Nothing. It's like a 10K. So imagine a population that is down there that is living on less than, because according to, I think it was in the IMF, they are saying that Uganda's the people who are living on less than $5 a day. People who are living on $5 a day, but there are people who are living on less than $1. Who cannot even get 3,000 a day. What are those people doing? And yet Farida, who can work in good environments like this, gets some money, but also where is that money going? Even if you go take 100K right now, where is it? In 2 days. You guys, we need to wake up if we are to go forward.
True complacency is too much in Uganda, but the young people need to use the only factor of production we have, which is land, to alleviate their poverty.
Agriculture. That thing, I also don't believe it, but Council can talk about it. I believe that agriculture is a hoax. Yeah, it's a hoax.
No, agriculture is not
Uganda.
a hoax. It's not a hoax.
It has failed.
It is not a hoax per se, but the issue comes in.
It has failed. You are too negative.
Let me tell you, agriculture is employing 67% of Ugandans, right? That is like 3/4 of the population is in agriculture. How many of them have been empowered? How many? How many? Why is it that Uganda, that has all the land in Uganda is arable, it can be farmed? Why is it that we are not able to grow these things and get yields from them? Why is it that countries like Egypt, that is a desert, is one of the biggest exporters of cereals like rice?
Edgar, I should
Why?
tell you.
There is a bit of management, there is a bit of sensitization they have taught these people. But here we have an analogy, agriculture, you are just teaching people to be survivors. That's why you see Ugandans are living in a survival mode. They are being taught to be survivors. But rather than empowering them, if we actually, from the bottom of our hearts, wanted to make people rich, we can tell them the truth that agriculture is not the way to go. The way to go is industrialization and capacity building.
But at the end of it all, we should say that even those industries that you are saying will need raw materials.
Yes, but not all raw materials.
The issue now should be about how much have we invested in agriculture as our backbone.
As our backbone, how much
that should be the issue.
That is also a question.
What is the percentage in our budget that goes to agriculture? That we believe that it is the only way to alleviate poverty.
I think we don't. We are pretending. By the way, until a country wants genuine development. No, we pretend with each other. Eh? We pretend that we are trying to empower people. How can you? Okay, let me give you an analogy. You are trying to empower people to make money, to become rich, and you have introduced the parish development model, and you have introduced apparently 100 million, but you have not seen it. I'm going to talk about what we have. You're talking about 17 million Uganda shillings. Farida, even if you were given today, you alone, 1 million shillings to help you, what is it going to do?
That is a question for another day.
When you trickle down the effect of the parish development model, everybody is going to get 20k. And we are going to go and eat pork in that 20k and stay alive.
But not everyone needs pork,
not everyone will
that's a symbol.
I was saying that the issue is how have we prioritized our agriculture?
And that goes back to our government.
How much is invested in agriculture at the end of it all? Look at the people where agriculture was so many in the primary, what how to grow beans, secondary, and the rest. Have you used that little agriculture? Now are you still blaming the government for that?
No, the thing is, are you doing agriculture for survival or to get money?
To get money. That's
because abamu alima ku kaploti akatano ku 10 nalowooza mbagenda funa sente. Are you doing commercial agriculture oba olima for survival kulya?
I know many people who do commercial agriculture and they're not getting money.
Edgar kankubulire. Nze tata wange.
Capacity building it.
Edgar, let me give you an example. My dad is a farmer.
Yes, please.
Abaana be bonna basomedde ku sente za jja mu bulimi. Taliyo n'omwana n'oku mbunze tasoba na kuvaayo n'agamba abantu I was employed somewhere. Nedda. Abadde alima tubadde tulima. Agriculture yasomeseza abaana be. Paka saawa eno n'abalala abali mu kusoma.
You see, now that is exactly what I was talking. That is the analogy of a true Uganda.
So, I want another person
Farida
to pick a leaf.
No, Farida, you are comfortable because you and your siblings were able to go to school.
No
I am not comfortable. Njagala omuntu omulala yenna atasomye. Aleme kulo nawe asomye oleme kulowooza mbu omulimo nze I can survive only nga bampadde omulimo mu office. You can go do agriculture commercially. Nofuna sente n'okyusa obulamu bwo.
Kati gwe kyotegeeza okukyusa obulamu kiri kitya? Nze kyendi mu
n'okyusa obulamu bwo.
Because there is an African syndrome that is like this. No, but first of all, an African man will always be contented, 1, when he has built a house, 2, when he has a 4-wheeled vehicle.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. He has a house, he has a car. His children are going to school. 3-bedroom house. And the car. And their children are going to school. That is enough. But people who are building bakola webati, you build for the second generation. That means oboli mukugagawala Farida oboyaga kukyusa generation ya mwana wo ogenda kukolera generation yo okwejja mu bwavu bwo okolera omwana wo okolera omwana wo tusobola okubanga
Edgar tonna kolera muzzukulu wo. You need to first work for yourself. Nekirala what I want you and your other young people abalina endowooza nga gwe mutegeere nti si buli kimu nti government egenda kibasolve.
We don't want it to solve.
Ebintu ebirala you need to do mwekole mu
give us a thriving environment. Ino kitwagala fete tutuganye muno tukake to environment thrive it so will
blame everything government to what everything government to what
I'm not blaming it. I'm just saying
you will keep on doing the same excuses.
First of all, I'm talking about the exploitative. Listen, I'm talking about the exploitative taxes. You guys, the fact is, I mentioned this thing before here with Farida, that when you're born in Uganda, and say Kulembede 10 already, when you're born in Uganda or Africa, that is already a goal.
But when will that change?
I'm trying to
from
tell
your mentality.
You,
when will that change?
We have to work together as an ecosystem. government, people give us a thriving environment. How do you want me to develop?
Kamala okusoma comment y'omukulu Norman yagamba Edgar, this government came in power as a result of criminality. Most of the present people in government were bandits between 1970s to 1986. In fact, they never stopped their bandit characters. In Museveni's sowing the mustard seed book, he confessed that the likes of Kano Kabali and others raided and robbed banks in Kabali. If I may remind you, in 2000, Justice Julius Sebutinde established that senior police officers like Grace Turiagmanawe were renting our guns to gangs. Sebutinde recommended that Turiagmanawe and others be sacked and arrested, but because he was untouchable, he was never sacked for or arrested. Therefore, we can't ascertain how many evil and criminal security forces have that. We cannot ascertain how many evil and criminal security forces have that kept breeding more.
In that time. It's true.
Nacho kisoboka omukulu Muwonga agamba agriculture is not a hoax. Our government has not tapped there so well. When you saw Buganda Katikilo doing Imwanyi Terimba government can come out to curb it because coffee was going to alleviate people from government. From poverty, sorry.
And so many people actually have developed from growing a coffee.
Okay.
So don't call it a hoax. Maybe if you want to.
It also depends on the level
Edgar, what? Edgar, you are too negative.
You are looking for excuses everywhere.
It's not that I'm not too negative. I'm just speaking the reality.
Edgar is trying to look for excuses everywhere and
let's give, if you want young people to become productive, let's give an environment that is going to allow us to thrive.
That's nobody is saying it should not be.
According to the recent UNAIDS data, approximately 570 young women aged between 15 to 24 get infected with HIV in a week.
In a week?
In a week.
Yes.
In Uganda here. Nga bwe tutunulira World AIDS Day abantu 507 abaana abawala abali wakati w'emyaka 15 na 24 bafuna HIV AIDS bafuna sirimu.
I don't have a comment. What can I say?
Buli week.
That's a big
they get
number,
infected.
It's a very big number. And by the way,
it's a very big number.
HIV is prevalent, especially in women.
Exactly.
And the reason that was given is that these women, they because they connect with older men who give them the disease, and then they come back to their boyfriends and they give them the
yes, and it is common.
Desperation.
Desperation.
You are dating your fathers. You are dating your fathers. You know you're dating your fathers.
Nze njagala okukkiriza nti AIDS yeyongedde because government are getting comfortable nti bali bamulwanyisizaako n'agenda, so the efforts ze bali bamuteesemu ne zikendeera abantu ne bagetting comfortable, so now they are mingling freely. Tebamanyi
HIV. Should that be blamed on the government?
So, government you're mingling.
Should you blame that on the government?
So I want nze kyemba njagala nti government eveeyeta ekomyewo buno buwonizi bwe twali nabwo nga tusoma abusayini biki ebyo ebintu, so abantu bakyali kati naawe bali comfortable tebamanyi nti HIV gyali naye nga ate kati naawe ali crazy because efforts is kati
so you are putting it on the efforts, but then you're talking about the secondary factor. Let's talk about the primary factors.
Abaana abawala wakati w'emyaka 15 na 24 be bakyasinza okufuna HIV mu week bitano.
And you know the effect of that one. Abaana abawala abafunye AIDS bajja gireetera abavubuka.
Era bwe
statistic kyagamba they sleep with older men, they get these diseases and they don't sleep with them because they love them, but because they want money or things like that. They are looking for security from them. After naje wakatowe jali gwenjagali ali naamua kubulwadde, so nolabanga mambi it's
so bana itwekuume nga tukyali ku mbeera ya security ate AIDS takutta
obolinze sasi
oli mukwebala amasasi ojja kubaka HIV. Twekebeze, it is always important okugenda neweekebeza n'amastasiyo banaye muve ku bigambo mbu kyonoonya ojja kifuna mukyonoonya ojja kukifuna because weekebeza nnyo
naye ne bwoba tokifunye because you have not tested sirima yakuluma.
You being ignorant about your HIV status
it doesn't mean you will
It is very dangerous. And at the end of it all, people should know that having AIDS,
it's not the end of life.
Because you have seen people have.
But you guys, girls, let's
the
be
only
careful.
issue should be about accepting that you have
young
AIDS.
people.
Young
People, let's be careful and be faithful, because you people are not faithful. You get the disease. Just be faithful.
Yeah, be faithful. If you cannot be faithful, at least
I
use
feel we
protection
should
at the end
just
of it.
if you can't
use that protection.
Guys should be comfortable to make their own money. You call it citizen way.
Oh, yeah.
You just empower yourself.
Obuzibu twagala nnyo okutuwa n'abalenzi
these days, by the in Africa tebatuwaza guys. These days mama wasa they are being beaten in houses. You guys in Africa here, there are some things that will never change. Tebatuwasa. Whether you are broke as nothing, there is always be your class, but don't never accept a woman to be there. And they stand and you tell me, stop your joke.
It's being comfortable and people will be there. Most of the girls will be there at 26 and you will see them wasting their time.
No, I want guys to, you guys bring back that pride.
Which is a very bad.
This is a love language. Normalize it. The 1st December is World AIDS Day. Between now and first, but I call I can't connect Laganti, yes, Oba Manisa, public, genda wekebeze, osobola okukubiriza mukwano gwo okugenda okumanya status ye, but kola ya can't connect Laganti tuli nawo tuli mukulwaza.
N'omulwadde gomanyi bako kyomukolera.
Kagenze banane Kato webale Farida webale Rogers webale Mr. Mukosa and Anthony respect webale nabadde batulaba olunaku olwaliro mwinna mwebale tugenda koma olunaku lwenca kusawe mwennyini tugenda bera nga tunyumyamu emboozi paka sawa satu. Thank you so much for keeping it Digitalk TV. Nabagambye gwayagala okutwala ku magezi getukuwadde, it's okay, so gatole gwatayagala, it's still okay. Just have the best time of your life. My name is Edgar Mathew Karuhanga. Good morning, Uganda.
Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.